From CES 2026 in Las Vegas, this is the C-Space Studio. I'm your host, James Kotecki. Welcome to CES, the world's most powerful tech event, and to C-Space, where we're all about media, marketing, advertising, and branding. And here in the C-Space Studio, we're hosting nearly 50 interviews, 50 interviews, over 2 full days. That's Tuesday, January 6th, and Wednesday, January 7th. But today, we are kicking it off with 2 of my favorite guests, the super hosts of CES itself, Brian Tong and I, Justine. Welcome to the C-Space Studio to you both.
Thank you, James. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate it.
Quite an intro, too.
Well, thank you so much. I have a teleprompter this year. We're really we are doing fantastically over here in the C-Space Studio. And it's so exciting to have you both here because I want to talk to you about what it's like to be content creators. We're always talking about content creation and influencers and branding here. And you guys are living that life. So I'm super excited to talk to you both about it. I want to ask you first, and we'll start with you, Brian. What are you doing here at CES? Just give us the quick rundown of what your job here is.
Well, I mean, I have the honor and privilege with Justine to basically be the co-hosts of CES. So a lot of the content that people see around the show floor, here at C-Space, we get to talk to different execs of the company, try out new gadgets, get our hands first time on the new technology that we'll see either this year, next year, or 5 years from now. And you know, Justine and I, we've known each other for a long time. We were kids that wanted to just come to CES. So for us to be able to host it together, it's freaking awesome.
And,
so fun.
And Justine, it seems really fun because basically you guys are it seems like you're almost teleporting around CES to exhibit after exhibit. You're outside, you're inside, you're trying all of the insane stuff. What is that like from you from an energy perspective? How many days are you doing this, and what's the overall scope of this?
Okay, well, the energy level, that's where we struggle. And since I quit drinking caffeine, I've got nothing. I'm going off adrenaline.
Oh yeah.
What's so fun is being content creators is at CES, there is endless content. No matter where you look, even just in the hotels, there's everything that you could ever imagine. And it's so much fun. We just have a blast.
So Brian, tell us a little bit more about what's going on behind the scenes. The audience can't see this, but there's a big entourage of folks here that are helping you to produce this content. And we want to get a little bit more into the behind the scenes, since we're here in the C-Space Studio, of how you guys actually pull this off. So what we're watching at home, or maybe on your mobile device from wherever, are all these great videos of the 2 of you. But tell us a little bit more about the behind the scenes and pull back the curtain a little bit of how it works.
Well, I mean, it sounds cliche, but teamwork makes the dream work. And so Justine and I actually have, and this is not normal, our own crews. So we have teams, we have camera shooters, we have producers, we have lighting, we have really people that are handling, the incoming traffic. So, and we each have our own team. Now, there's a little secret. I represent Team Purple.
Yeah.
She represents Team Pink.
Well, we like purple, we like maroon. The 2 of us, obviously.
Look at you guys.
Great minds think alike, right?
Exactly.
But we've been doing this now at least together for 3 years.
Yeah.
The team is the same, so you build this familial relationship, and everyone knows each other. Part of the whole thing is this is a fun job. It's hard. It's exhausting, and we're all goofing around at the same time. So I think that's the biggest thing, right? Just keeping that energy and the morale. But there's a lot of people, even beyond just our video production team, that are posting these videos, editing, the teams that's editing these videos, the teams that's vetting these videos, and everything you see. I mean, in a weird way, we kind of have the easy job.
Almost,
right?
yeah.
I kind of feel that way.
Yeah.
So it's incredible, though.
I feel that way too. We've got a team of people that help do this show as well, and people often ask me, how do you do 50 interviews over 2 days? It's I love it. It's adrenaline, and it's absolutely the team that makes it possible. But Justine, I know that you and Brian are both very capable of doing all the things that Brian mentioned, right? When you're, starting out creating content, and even now, I think you're still doing a lot of those things yourself, right?
Yeah, last night I was editing a video right before bed. And, I think that's what's fun is I do have, my small team here also. Yeah. So in addition to the stuff that we're doing with CES, I'm also filming, and so is Brian. So we're doing 5 million things at the same time. But what's really fun about being a content creator, and especially an original one, is we really can do everything ourselves. And a lot of these newer creators, that sometimes is not the case. They do have teams and people that to just help them. So being able to just know that if I had no one else, as long as I have my phone and a microphone, that's it. Like I could still continue doing this. But you know, it's fun to see a lot of these newer creators really step it up and have teams and just really kind of make the best content that they can.
So like, are you saying they're starting out in content creation already kind of with a team in place? Like that was the plan from day one?
Which is so cool. It's wild.
It is wild. So it's, you know, Justine and I are pretty much old school. Like I say old school, old gen, like OGs when we talk about content creation. And so we've seen the evolution, right? Long form, short form, new generation, next generation, right? And how each group does things differently. I think when you mention about these content creators already having teams, like I didn't have a team for like 8 years, right? Or longer. And so I wonder if part of that is they want to elevate, they want to put out content because before we didn't have that luxury.
Right,
Didn't.
I mean, my YouTube channel is turning 20 this year.
Wow.
So I know, it's wild to think
She's
of.
not too much older than YouTube, not too much younger than YouTube itself, I think.
Or me, of course.
Yeah, totally.
I started when I was 5.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when I was starting my YouTube channel in my dorm room in college, like it didn't even occur to me to have a team. But this is obviously, I think it's fair to say that the two of you have some people's dream, right? Some people's content creation dream. Do people come up to you and ask you for advice about how to be a content creator and get to this point?
Yeah, and I think, you know, the biggest thing is consistency and also being authentic. You know, if I was doing something that I didn't enjoy, like you'd be able to tell. Like I'd be pretty upset. So, you know, really trying to find that passion and find the thing that you really like and start creating content about that, because it'll allow you to have that flexibility to continue doing it.
So the joy continues, but the tech evolves, and we have gone too long without mentioning AI in this conversation. We have to bring it up. We have to bring it up right now. So I want to get it from both. So I want both of you to kind of weigh in on how is AI changing your workflow right now? How is it changing your day-to-day as a content creator?
So we both vary in this one.
Yeah, we do vary in this one. So
I like a little debate.
Yeah, and every creator is different.
Yeah.
I'm a little old school, old soul, where I do like the idea of, the only time I've personally used AI from a content creation standpoint is, let's say I have a long form podcast and it will cut excerpts for me. But when it comes to writing, shooting, generating, I just do it from the scratch.
Yeah.
So part of it, there's so many different ways you can use it. I think what's important, and for new creators and current creators, as long as your video feels like it has a soul to it, I think that's really important. But that can get lost in the work process. But there's so many different ways now to do this. There's no one right way. Everyone's going to use AI in different ways. But I'm kind of like dinosaur that way. But I admit it as well. But I kind of like it that way. So.
Okay, Justine, your point of view.
You know, and again, I think being authentic to yourself and you know, as you start using these things more, like it is able to be more like you. But I like using it, again, we get tons of these content briefs, being able to like take something and summarize it and make it shorter. Also take my scripts that I will write and then make them a little bit better, be able to summarize that. But I also love being at like the forefront of technology. So the day that Sora opened up Cameos, like anyone can make a video with me, and I was like, this is the coolest thing ever.
I saw that video of you where it was all these AI versions of you. I didn't know where the real Justine, you know, it stopped or started or which was which, and that was, I guess, the point. What was that experience like for you? Was it a little bit like philosophically, psychologically weird to go through
yes,
that?
because there's hundreds and thousands of videos of me that I did not make and I know nothing about.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't recommend everyone doing that, but I feel like for me it was kind of like a test. Like, what happens if I do this? What will happen? I'll be the guinea pig. So I love it.
The other part that maybe we don't factor in is part of us being content creators, our audience kind of tells us what they like or not. So like you've talked about how some people are very resistant.
They don't like it.
Right?
A lot of my audience does not like when I post AI content. And so I think that's why I like having these platforms that are specific only AI, like Sora is AI only. So you know that everything that you're doing on there is not real, and it doesn't kind of like warp your perception of reality. So that when that crosses over into Instagram and other things, and when makes you question if it's real, that's when that I don't like.
And I wonder if we'll look back at this period in history as kind of a psychological phase that we were all going through of trying to figure out our relationship to AI content as creators and as consumers. And then on the other side of that, maybe everything's AI or some things are AI and no one really notices or cares anymore. I was listening to a song the other day that was so good. And my brother-in-law was like, it's AI, I think. I was like, no, it's got to be real. And it turned out to have been AI. And I was like, oh no, I was actually enjoying this thing that was AI. But then at the end of the day, I was cool with it.
I mean, we're coming across a lot of that. You know, there's an ad from a soft drink company during the holidays that was controversial because it was an entirely made AI commercial that was broadcast everywhere, and you saw the reaction from some people, from certain creative communities, but others were like fine with it or don't even think about that.
Well, also, people think that AI is just you writing in a prompt and then you get a whole commercial. There's actually a lot of work and prompting that goes into it, so it's not just like magically happening. So there's a lot more.
Spoiler alert: you still have to work hard to be content.
You do.
creator, even if you're using AI.
Yeah.
A lightning round question, 5 seconds each from both of you.
good.
What's one word that brands who want to work with content creators like you need to keep in mind to have a successful result? Justine.
Partnership.
Yeah, authenticity and partnership.
I was going to say money, but that's also
That's important. That's important, but you know.
Partnership and authenticity. I think those are two great words to end this interview on. I couldn't imagine better people to kick us off here in the C-Space studio at CES 2026. Justine, Brian Tong, the CES super host. Make sure you tune into all of their content as well as all of this content here in the C-Space studio. Thank you both so much for coming.
Thanks, James.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Have a good show, man.
And thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned because more CES content is coming to you from the C-Space studio here at CES 2026. I'm James Kotecki. Stay with us.